Hi, welcome to another episode of With Whom on Zoom. My name's Amy and I'm here with Jay, our social media coordinator, and we're going to talk about spectrum outfitters and gender in general. So tell me a little bit about Spectrum. How did you get in contact with them and decide they were the people you wanted to talk about in your video?
So Spectrum is who I bought my binder from. I'd heard about them from a friend, specifically because they were better at making binders for more like plus-sized people, because a lot of binders still only work if you have like small breasts, which isn't all that helpful. I was really interested in them more than just a shop because of their focus on making binders for like autistic people and people who can struggle with the sensory issues of binding. So yeah, I had kind of hung around on their site. They have like a blog section, so I'd like read through a couple of things. It's also my first binder, so I'd had to like look up a lot of stuff about it, and there was so much stuff that even though like I've been LGBT for like God, over 5 years at this point anyway. I mean, you always are, but like been out for 5 years. You know, I have a lot of LGBT friends, and I was like, how do I not know this stuff? This is so basic. This like, it's not like I'm the type of person who's been away from it either. I just still had no idea. Which is where like the idea for the gender video came from, and also a bit why there's such a heavy focus on binding in it, because there's just so many things that are really important to know about it. If you are binding, they're important to know if you're thinking about it, or if you just feel a bit uncomfortable and you don't really understand where that's coming from. I think like I didn't really recognize it as like gender dysphoria for a while. I just kind of like, I don't know, thought I had a lot of body issues, and like I do, but like there was also that. So it's like, oh great.
That's another thing to add on. Yeah, you mentioned issues in the video that, as someone like, I try and keep up with LGBT Q plus problems and things like that, and I try and be as informed as I possibly can about it. And there were some things you brought up in the video that you wouldn't even really think about because you don't go through them. Like, it's dangerous to sleep in a binder, which I would never even think like to mention, or not to double bind and stuff like that, which I guess people with bigger boobs could be an issue. So yeah, that was really interesting. Are there any issues that specifically you wanted to speak about in the video?
I think I wanted to speak less about issues and more about like general facts. Like before I bought my first binder, I had no idea what one even looked like. Like I knew there was some stuff on the side, and I was like, yep. But I thought it looked more like a tube top type of thing. Like I had no idea. So I wanted that. I wanted how to put on a binder, because that was like a big struggle for me. And I like was feeling really bad about it, and I was gonna send it back, and then I like read someone else's experience with it, and they were like, yep, had to have my girlfriend help me into it for like ages. And I'm like, okay, so this is a common thing people struggle with, you know. And I wanted all of those things because I think it's it's always framed as such this like big scary adult decision that unless it's happening to you, you should know nothing about. I think it's so important that like everyone just knows the basics, you know, whether it's because you're going to go on to do it, or like just to know what might be going on with your friends. You know, if you're going to school with someone, one of your friends is binding, and it's, you know they've been wearing it for like at least 8 hours, you know, maybe being like, are you okay there? You know.
Yeah, I liked it was not only quite user friendly, but it was friendly to people like me, obviously, that don't go through that. It was nice for me to learn stuff about it and feel a little bit more in the loop, because we can tend to feel outside of the loop when we don't have to deal with any of those issues, and it can feel a little bit you can feel a bit guilty because, you know, you don't know how to help because you don't understand. So I think it's a really important video, and I'm really glad that we did that. Spectrum Outfitters seem like a really fantastic company. What was it like to work with them?
I didn't have all that much contact with them. I mostly set a bit of a time and then sent over some questions, but I was a little bit blown away by how just like excellently they'd done the videos to send over to me. I think I was expecting to kind of have to do a lot of back and forth and like this isn't working, or you haven't, because I had them, so I didn't have to have someone saying the questions in the video or have them written or anything. I had them repeat the question first or phrase it into their answer, which I think is a very normal thing with an interview like that, but sometimes people can really struggle to grasp. So they were just excellent to work with. It was a quick turnaround, and yeah, I got the raw footage and I was like, oh, this video is going to be good then.
Well, if you've seen the video, it is completely animated, which is very impressive to me. Especially the style you animated in as well. How did you make the decision to go for that more like pixely, video gamey retro style?
I don't really know. Like my process for like making a video like that is I need to find a very specific art style so I know what it's going to look like. Once I've found an art style and a color palette, I understand the video. So I'll kind of troll out, like, you know, go through Pinterest until I find something. And I think with that one, that's not even what I did. Well, I did go through Pinterest, but I decided on the color palette first that I wanted to use the kind of trans flag colors. I was like, it'll be nice. And then I think once I had that kind of like pastel image, I was like, okay, so we're going for something a little bit softer. And like I wanted it to be approachable for a younger audience, especially to make it not seem like this big scary adult thing. So like that all just started coming together. And then I kind of stumbled across someone's pixel art, and I was just like, that'll be really fun because it's a simple enough style for me to do quickly, and it'll add a kind of nice retro-y feel to the video.
How long did it take to do, or is that still a bit of a sore topic?
It wasn't too bad, excluding the writing of the script and editing together of the like audio. The actual like animation and then music and stuff took about 2 days, like two days, but they were solid days. Like two solid days, which isn't bad considering like how much is in there and that I'm like still pretty new to animating. But yeah, 2 days, not too bad.
Two pretty solid productive days.
Yeah, I can kind of, once I focus on a task, I can focus on a task and like it'll be completed.
And I guess my last question would be, are we going to see anything else from Jay? Specifically anything animated from Jay?
Yeah, so I'm currently working on a nice little winter holidays, happy holidays video for the page, for the site. I think, what was the actual tagline that was given to me? Not to be used. Very specifically, don't use this. Just like, this is the vibe. It was happy holidays to all the holidays. I kind of wanted to include it because I found it quite funny.
Wow, that sounds specifically like Saskia.
Yeah. Just like, I've said this, but don't use it.
Well, I've seen sneak peeks of it and I think it's going to be very, very good. So I can't wait to see that. Is there anything that you want to plug while you're here?
But yeah, things I want to plug, like follow me on Instagram. At some point I will put stuff on Twitter. It's the same handle. I will be posting any animation stuff I do. I post artwork on there and hopefully more at some point.
Well, thanks for taking some time out of your really, really busy schedule animating to talk to me. It's been really fun, and I will see you. I'll probably see you in my work day, but I will see you next time.